Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Alexi and this is Soto-Tek. I've been using the Galaxy A53 5G for 9 months on and off, and during this time I've had a love and hate relationship with this phone. With this video, I want to give you my opinion and thoughts about this phone. Now that I finally got the December 2022 update, should you really buy this phone? Let's start with the things I have enjoyed about this phone and the ones for which you might consider buying this phone. Screen size and quality. The 1080p 6.5 inches Super AMOLED screen is still as good as day one. Great viewing angles, very bright and nicely sharp, enough to enjoy any content. It is probably the highlight of this phone, and I don't think anyone will complain about it. Excellent for content consumption. Build quality and design. I don't have any complaint about the build quality. I really like this matte plastic bag. If you have followed the channel for a while, you know how I feel about glass bag. I also like these flatter frames. If anything, maybe it would have been better with aluminum frames instead of plastic, but I'm happy with it in general. Battery life. Another highlight of this phone. With this 5000 mAh battery capacity, the battery life has been solid, as well as the standby time, surprisingly. Over 6 or even 7 hours of screen on time, easy 1 day or more with one single charge. Performance. Here, I would say that it has also been fine, to be honest. Apps open fast enough. Searching the web has been fine, fast, with hardly any hiccups. When it comes to RAM management, it's okay, not perfect. You can still experience some apps relaunching every so often, but that's something I've seen in even more expensive phones like iPhones, for instance. On the whole, RAM management could be better, but I think it's basically normal at this price range. As for gaming, let's keep it real. I don't think any phone at this price range is expected to perform flawlessly with high graphic intense games like Genshin Impact or Call of Duty, but for normal, less demanding, intense graphic games, I think you should be fine. Speakers. The stereo sound coming from the speakers is okay. Not the loudest, but I think it's loud enough and well balanced in general. Another positive about this phone is that, fortunately, it still comes with the possibility of using micro SD card to expand your internal memory if you need so, something I still value a lot. One more positive thing about this phone is that, being a Samsung phone, the level of customization is great, especially if you use Samsung apps like Good Lock and One Hand Operation Plus, which makes the user experience excellent in my opinion. Other things that makes for a great user experience is the excellent implementation of multi-window split screen and one-handed mode you get with Samsung's phones and that you will also find here. Okay, let's talk about the cameras. This is the one area that has had me split and even a little bit upset. The good thing first. The quality of pictures and videos is very good. I would go so far as to say that in many instances, they can be as good as many of some of its flagship siblings. You also have great things like Pro Pictures and Video mode. You can swap cameras rear and front without stopping the recording with any resolution, which is still excellent for blogging. On the downside, there could be some shutter lag occasionally when taking pictures and videos. Now, my main disappointment when it comes to the cameras has to do with the 4K and 1080p 60 frames video stabilization, which is pretty bad, and still now I don't understand why Samsung hasn't fixed this. My last hope was the December update, but it didn't happen, and I'm now convinced Samsung has no plan to even consider fixing this, sadly. Now, there are three more things I'm still bittered about this phone. One, the lack of headphone jack, which I also still value a lot. No charger in the box, sadly. And three, Samsung's music app not playing most of my tracks in my library due to Samsung removing support for the WMA format. Should I recommend this phone? I'm not really sure due to Samsung's lack of actual support and real interest on this phone, in my opinion. One of the strongest arguments I've heard for which this phone is a good buy is because of the promised 4 years of OS updates. Ha! Yeah. Listen, people, if Samsung obviously hasn't really shown any actual care or love for this phone this year, the year of its release, my bet is that it will completely forget about this phone by 2024, especially if it continues with this crazy strategy of releasing so many unnecessary phones every year. By the time you get Android 16, which is the last planned update for this phone, Android 18 is probably already out. I just don't understand what is Samsung thinking. Why make the decision of buying other phones like the Pixel 6a or any other mid-range phone from other manufacturers easier? Why make things easier for the competition when you can fix at least most of these issues so people will think twice before considering other phones? I still think that the A52s 5G is a better buy. It is cheaper, it has headphone jack, charger in the box, and better 4K video stabilization. Okay, this is my opinion about the Galaxy A53 5G after 9 months of usage and the December 2022 update. What do you think? See you in the next one. Hasta la vista.